Hey guys, Ashley Ann here, author of the Kingdom Calling series, book 1 being King's Capture, and I'm here filming a video about failure and guilt. That Mercury's in retrograde, as I've been told by my boss, and that causes communication issues. And it seems to be the reason why I cannot talk at all so far this week. One thing that should be noted, I'm sure I don't have to remind people of, is that guilt and shame and failure and any negative emotion along lines of negativity in life is inevitable. We do feel it, we encounter it, it's something that we will always face as humans. However, it doesn't mean that every time we face it, it has less and less of an impact. Just because usually when we fail and we're sad about it, it's because we've been going after something we've been striving to achieve for so long. With that being said, just because you have failure, whether in life, as a writer, as a teacher, as anything that's in your career, doesn't mean that it should be the end point of anything. And I've learned that in my whole life of living, and it has definitely took a while to learn. So failure in terms of general life, it happens. No way to just deny it, no way to ignore it. It's going to happen in life. You're going to come across times in which you did not achieve something you wanted to achieve. It doesn't necessarily mean that you should give up on that thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean you should keep trying and trying and trying and trying for your whole life. If it's something that's not meant to happen, it won't happen. Not meaning to be a Debbie Downer here, but that's just how it goes. However, when it comes to writing and stuff, you can't let failure be the reason why you don't publish your book or you don't finish your book or anything like that. It's going to set you back, it's going to put you behind on plans, whatever, but it's not going to be the reason, it should never be the reason why you decide to put down the book. It's something writers feel all the time, failure, especially when it's just something along the lines of meeting a deadline. For example, I had set a deadline up for the end of March to finish my book, my first draft. Not gonna happen. Definitely not gonna happen. But I'm not letting it be the downfall. I'm not letting it stop me from pursuing the King's Capture in any way. So failure is gonna be a thing. No matter what you do, no matter how much you try to avoid it, it's gonna happen. And I'm not trying to say that you're gonna fail at what you're doing right now, but if you come across it, it shouldn't be the leading factor as to why you give up. It should be turned around and used as motivation. It should be turned around and used as a way to get yourself to do what you wanted to do. It's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult facing the fact that you failed and the fact that you already tried this before and so on and so forth. But definitely not, should never, ever, ever be the reason to give up. So, with failure comes guilt or shame, or both. So failure, guilt, shame, all these emotions come about, negative emotions and things like that come about when you fail. And that's normal, that's proper, that's normal human reaction to coming upon a time in your life, coming upon a time in your life that you have failed something. It's normal to feel guilt, it's normal to feel shame, and if you don't, I applaud you, but I'm also very concerned. It should never have to be something permanent. You shouldn't have to feel guilt and shame or whatever for months and months at a time. It should be something that you accepted and realized that there's nothing you can do about what happened. You have to move on and try again. That's one of the things that kind of comes along with becoming a writer. You have to accept what happened, you have to accept what is going to happen and what might happen, and all these things you have to accept and you have to move on. Yeah, you didn't meet your deadline. Look at it, weep, cry, do whatever you want to do for a day or two, but then accept it. Accept it, let it go. Forgive yourself, do whatever you need to do so that you can set up a new deadline, you can do the things you need to do to meet that deadline, or you can do the things you need to do to achieve whatever goal you're trying to achieve. The best way I can explain a way to get over failure is to tell stories and examples that I kind of experienced, which is the whole basic point of this channel, to kind of put the writer experience out. And what I am experiencing in this month of March is failure and guilt. Mostly failure, not really much of guilt. But that's what I'm experiencing in this month of March. I know it'll be more in depth in the March wrap up, but it's something I'm experiencing because, like I said, I have not met my goal, which was to finish my book, reach 80K, whatever. I did not meet it, and I probably won't meet it just because I am working this last week of March. I'm working a lot and I'm going to a lot of things that are required of me because of work and everything, so I'm not going to be able to meet my goal that I want to meet within this last week. Plus, it requires me writing about 40K, which is possible for a lot of people, but for me, not really. I've accepted that. I'm getting cat hair all over me right before I go to work. He hasn't been in this room in a long time. Before my roommate moved away. Bye. It's kind of harder to admit that I've failed this goal that I set up, but it's not as hard as other things that I've had to face. But me taking this a lot more seriously than I did in the past, I did want to finish the first draft of my book by the end of March, so that April I can get the proof copy ordered and I can do some editing, plan for my editing schedule for the next 2 months, and then be on a cycle, on a schedule and stuff that I wanted to follow, which was originally 85K 90. I come to accept that it's not happening. That's not how it's going to work this year. It's difficult for me to accept, and I wallow in it. I wallow in it as I live. That's how I deal with my emotions. I wallow in my emotions while I'm living. And I've come to accept the fact that it's not going to happen, and I've come to make a new plan. And my new plan will be discussed in March, the March wrap up and everything. But that's what I've come to. However, it doesn't quite solve the fact that I still failed and I have the emotions that come around with it. Being human warrants the fact that I failed. Like I said so many times throughout this video, but it still stings every time I come to fail. And it still hurts every time I have to realize that it's not going to work out. Usually what I do to kind of work on the emotions that I'm feeling because of my failure is I look at the big picture, I see what happened, and I make the plan and everything that needs to happen for me to keep trying to achieve that goal. And I also remember that I'm human. I also remember that there's many ways to get to the goal I'm trying to achieve. And I also remember that it's never quite the end. It's never quite the end point. There's never quite an end point to which I can stop achieving this goal. For this particular goal, the book, I can keep trying to write and everything, and there's not going to be a limit in which I can't. There's not going to be a stopping point in which I can never publish my book. That won't come about, I'm pretty sure, in my lifetime. I can always publish a book whenever I want. I just have to accept the fact that it might not be happening as fast as I want it to. And when it comes to human failure, in terms of making it into school, having a family, whatever, it has to be accepted by the person who's going through it to realize it's not going to happen as fast or at the point that they want it to happen, but it's not the end point. There are many ways in life to get to the point you want to get to. Failure only comes about when you let yourself give up. There's several paths in life, and when you failed one path, failure comes about when you decide not to choose the next path or the next plan or whatever you want to call it. That's when failure comes about, in my opinion. Because let's face it, life is all about choices, life is about how we deal with things, and that's what makes it as easy and difficult as we want it to be. With that being said, that was my quick video for this month. I'm also following up with a wrap-up video, which might be in the same exact outfit I'm wearing right now, because why not kill 2 videos with one opportunity? Thank you guys for watching. I'm so glad you guys decided to tune in this week for this video, and be sure to hit subscribe and like the video down below, as well as comment, and follow my social media and follow that link to my website, because I actually revamped it this month and decided to put in the snippets and character profiles I have made. So I'm checking out. Bye.